The Indian foundry industry has experienced tremendous growth over the last 3 decades that have allowed foundries to increase their production speeds very rapidly. Some of those technologies have been green sand plants, no-bake plants, and of course the all-famous high-pressure molding lines. We are here in Coimbatore today to cover one such company that has established themselves as a global behemoth when it comes to foundry equipment. While Sree Sakthi is a name famous in the south and now in India, we intend to take their story to the world.
Nowadays, it's almost even 4 people or 5 people can operate our foundry. But those days, for a shift of 100 tons in a month, not less than 50 to 60 people were there.
This kind of automation in the foundry sector, that too from an Indian manufacturer, was not even thought of. We took 5 years to get this technology right, and now we've sold, I think, more than 55 AutoPOURs.
Last 5 years, if you see that, every company on the R&D spending is more in India than in any company. The opportunity for the Indian foundry is huge.
Let's also move into Robotic Fettling.
The painful area for the Foundrymen as of now is that is going to be, I think, one of the biggest breakthrough in the foundry industry itself.
You melt your metal elsewhere. For everything else, use Sree Sakthi. So let's get in very quickly. No introduction needed. You guys are a very accomplished company today. But I think what is really missing is the level of innovation that you guys are doing, which I saw. So let's mainly base the interview on that. So take us back to 1985, right, when your father started the company. What was the situation around the foundry industry at that time, and what was the opportunity you saw, and what was the first product that Sree Sakthi made?
Yeah, as you said that the company was started in mid of 80s. We started with a small product of shadbashing machine and mixers. Those are the times it is all our hand molding, and it's a very few companies are having a machine molding, and that people are finding it difficult for fiddling and other things. So that has started. We have started with a shadbashing machine. So slowly, by the force of customer, we have started developing new products. So later on, we have added each and every product based on the customers. Whatever demand from the customer, when we are whatever the pain customer is facing it.
Right.
If we go and attend to that, that will be better way of doing a
Correct.
product.
It's also proven demand.
Yeah. So that is the way we have started doing it. So the concept of sand plant has started in the year of around 95, 96. So
that was around the time you joined, I think.
Yes, I think 96 I took over as this thing. And then the 96 was the time where the sand plant was very new to the people in the market. So so far the people are using all are with manual mixing of sand, filling of sand with a manual mode.
Right.
And handling of heavy boxes and everything. So there we started doing a small automation thing. We cannot say that it's an automation, it's a manual movement and thing, but things are organized way it was started doing. So from with that experience, we learned that that is an area where people are finding it difficult in foundries. Getting a people to work in that environment is very
even back then in the 90s.
Yes, in 90s it's
Right.
very bad. Maybe
Right.
Nowadays it's almost even 4 people or 5 people can operate our foundry. That much of automation we are doing it.
Correct.
But those days, for a shift of one shift, people were making 100 tons in a month. Not less than 50 to 60 people were there.
In the foundry.
Organizing a 50 to 60 people in a foundry is very difficult those days. So where the pain for the owners were too much. So we started slowly the automation of the sand plant and the molding process.
How did you get the know-how to go into sand plants? Because you were not making sand plants earlier. I think short blasting is where you all guys started.
96, after 96, we have slowly were into the process of making a sand plant. In 2006, we had a very good time with Tokyu Japan.
Right.
So where they were be making that flaskless.
Before we go into the global collaboration, I just want to start off with when you joined the company. of course, you started with the sand plant. Was that something that started the company up and running, or was it even a struggle at that point to get an innovation? So what was that experience
Yeah,
like?
it is a new thing. It's a new product for
Right.
everyone. The sand plant is yes, of course, it is available in European countries and American countries, but that was far automated, and it is not affordable in Indian conditions.
So do you
So
remember
we need
what the first sand plant costed when you sold it at?
Maybe I think that's the first plant we did it at Kolhapur only. It's Yash Metallics is the company.
Yash Metallics.
Yes, Yash Metallics.
Okay.
I think they are using that sand plant, and we are happy. Whenever I used to go to Kolhapur, if a opportunity is there, I go and visit.
So they are still using your sand plant now for 30 years.
Still in the 30 years, they are still using the plant, and they are running with a good productivity in that plant itself.
Amazing.
So that was
and what was the amount you invoiced them at that time?
I think that was around, still if I'm not wrong, it is around 56 lakhs rupees is the total plant costed.
Okay.
So that was the plant that we done that time.
Even in the 90s?
Yes.
Okay. So because I remember my dad bought a Maruti Zen for 50,000 rupees at that time. So sand plants were also expensive in the 90s then.
That time it was around 56 lakhs was a figure which was looks like exorbitant, expensive, but currently if you see that same plant, it will cost around 5.6 crores or 6 crores.
Correct.
Something like that.
So things have really moved.
So that is.
And also the level of adoption today for sand plants is really increasing. So Foundries have that capacity for investment also.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. Absolutely, you are right that the Foundries having a capacity or they have the ability to invest on the Foundries. Not only the manpower, but the demand from the OEMs, demand from the global market has also changed. Those days, yes, people were accepting that any deviation in the castings has been accepted by the end users. Maybe I think people must be in the using cars or something like that in the early 80s, 90s. No, they were not allowed to run the car more than 30 kilometers speed.
You had to stop for overheating and all those issues. Yes, I remember.
So you have to, after thousands kilometers, you have to drain the total oil out and fill it a new oil. And nowadays that technology has changed, and first service itself is around 10,000 cycles. That was the condition now. That has become, because why it has become to that level is that the quality demand by the end user has increased, and for that the foundry people also have to cope up with the need.
Correct.
So naturally from hand molding, they were been forced to go for mechanization in the foundry, and automation of a new generation equipment has to be installed. So that is the maybe we can call it as the technology driven industries.
Yeah, of course, because even there would have been a lot of castings also which were not casting. They would have been forgings, or they would have been maybe fabricated parts. And because of the advancement of technology, the new processes allowed them to go into castings as well. So a lot of that also would have taken place.
Naturally, that in the metallurgical field also it has changed. Maybe earlier only cast iron was been there. Then they have gone with a ductile iron with a very small wall thickness. So with the same strength of the material.
Right.
So to attain that also they need automated machines.
What are your earliest memories of him, Akhilesh? Since you've probably seen him when you were very young going to work, what was he like back in the late 90s, early 2000s?
Well, to be honest, I barely used to see him in the early 90s. Yeah, because they used to travel a lot. Like I said, Kolhapur is not very connected with Coimbatore. So at least 20 days a month he'd be out of station. So barely we would be able to meet him. So that is the earliest memory that I have. Dad leaving for work and coming back home after work.
So is he still that way today?
Yeah, still. I don't know where he still gets that energy. Even I get surprised a lot these days, because I find it hard to make it to the office some days after a long day of work. He gets to the office even before me. Even if he has to stay up all night, he'll be traveling all night. He'd reach home at 7 o'clock. 8:30 he'll be in the office. So
you really set the bar high.
Yeah, I have a really big shoes to fill.
So 96 you join, you take the company ahead, sand plants, a lot of Kolhapur travel, up and down, completely working non-stop. Then the big shift happens, right? I think you started a new plant just in the early 2000s, and then you got your global platform. So tell us about that story. How did that take place?
Actually, yes, started with 96 and we have been traveling with the sun plant. And we find it that whenever we get an opportunity, we travel abroad, like European countries, as well as the Chinese and other overseas countries where the global market is there. And we could see that there are so much of automation is being done far ahead of Indian foundries. So we have been eyeing on someone else to have a collaboration or hand holding so that we can move in the technology in the next level. So that time only we got introduced by some of the Foundrymen from Kolhapur alone that about the Tokyo. So we approached them in the year of 2006. So that made us the total transformation from the local market to Indian market, from Indian market to global market presence. So because Tokyo is a part and parcel of Toyota group of companies.
How did you approach them? Like, what was that process like? You just wrote them an email, you called them. How did
Yeah,
you reach out to them?
actually that was one customer in Kolhapur was looking for a high pressure line. He traveled all the way in China, and he has seen that Tokyo's machine was running, and he was very much impressed. The company name is Mantri Metallics. Mr. Prasad Mantri alone
Okay.
was the person who was introduced it. So he told me that I was very much interested in the machine, but I was afraid of buying it only because no one in India is representing them or have
Okay.
their face in the India. Then we approached them. We met them in Metal China. We traveled to China, and they were been exhibiting their product in Metal China. So we had a long discussion with them. Then they took almost 3 years to appoint as an Indian agent.
3 years.
Yes, they not only studied our process, they studied our even the management system. They studied the entire financial policies also. Then they were given approval just for representing them in India. The fundamental thing is that what they say is that, okay, I am giving a equipment in India through you. You are supplying some equipment. If your equipment is not in par with my quality, the failure of the total foundry will be there. So that time people will speak that foundry is failed, not your equipment is failed. That we don't want to hear. So it is our duty to ensure that you maintain the quality.
In one way, that's also a very nice quality check, because them keeping, like, with the Japanese standards, them auditing you also shows that your quality was at par at that time.
Yes.
So that's also a good certification for you.
Yeah, that's right. By that way only we have transformed the entire our process into the global standard. So I think maybe all the welding process has been changed to MIG welding,
Right.
from the regular arc welding to MIG welding, all automation, plasma.
So in many ways, it was
everything.
actually a true partnership,
Yes,
where both
it
helped
is
each
good.
other.
It is, in fact,
Right.
they have driven us to the next level. We can say that.
Right. So you start with Tokyo. I don't know if you can show some pictures of that celebration day, if you can dig up some pictures, but it must have been a big celebration.
Yeah.
That day he must have come home to party, right? Hopefully. So after that, what were the next couple of years like?
Actually, once that Tokyo has been in our portfolio, we have been selling good, and thanks to all our customer who believed our words. In fact, I still remember that first machine we sold in Kolhapur. Even that customer had a faith so much. He has not even seen the machine. He has not seen the machine at all. He, by the word of our from Sree Sakthi, he believed it and he purchased the machine. The machine came to his factory, then only he seen the machine for the first time.
Okay.
So that such a level of trust we developed in the market, and that's we proved that quality, whatever we have guaranteed them, still that machine was running in full capacity. Correct. And it is
correct.
He is also happy with the things. So then our journey is started with the global market. Then we wanted to diversify our own business from green sand to Novec also.
Okay.
So we have since already we have one global player in our this portfolio. It has become a little bit easier to approach one foundry factory called FTL in UK.
FD?
FTL, that is
FTL,
Foundry Technology
FTL.
Limited. That was the full form. Then there was shortened it as FTL Limited. So that was a company based in UK. So they are almost 50% market share in UK for the no-bake products. So we had a very good technical tie-up, and we have started selling their equipment in India. So now it is a complete plant. In fact, we are almost like everybody knows that European 100% of the European standard machines will not work in Indian conditions.
There need to be some
Indian
some
modification to adapt to our Indian condition.
Correct.
So we did it. So, and it has been now we've been in a position to supply a completely manless foundry for the no-bake.
Manless foundry?
Yes. That is the level of automation we are doing it. I think now he has also done his masters in automation. He is helping me a lot in automation of foundry product and other things.
Right.
So that is helping us, and we are doing a lot of automation in the foundry field.
Since we're talking about no-bake, how have you seen the increase in adoption of no-bake foundries in India? Because largely earlier they would have been CO2.
Yes.
Slowly converting to no-bake with the continuous mixers, fast loop lines, and everything that you have today. So how has that growth been in the last 10 years?
Actually, the concept of no-bake itself is very new to the Indian market. Maybe it's hardly around 15 years back only the Indian market was into the no-bake systems. It has a tremendous growth is happening right now. Even now also, many of the castings are being made with no-bake, which is far better quality than the CO2. Of course, it is a little bit costlier, but the finish and the dimensional accuracy and the after process of casting is much better in no-bake. So the opportunities and the requirement of no-bake casting is growing in the Indian market also. As such, the global market is also exploding, and we are getting it more inquiries from the overseas countries also by the Foundrymen.
Okay. Also exporting.
So the global market is now, it is always only depending on China. Now it is everybody is China plus one. So whether
Correct.
it is India or Indonesia, China plus one is the concept for all the buyers globally. So by the way, India is getting a better opportunities in the no-bake sectors,
Okay.
especially in the no-bake sectors. It's a good phenomenal growth is happening. So that way we are able to cater to the no-bake market with the help
Right.
of FTL. Then we thought that okay, we are done with some flaskless line with Tokyo. Flaskless line as such, everybody knows it, that it has its some limitations in core settings and other
Right.
some all the wall thickness.
I think that's a very important point. Let's get into flaskless versus flask. I think because there are some disadvantages that you explained to me earlier in the plant. But also before that, you also produce Jolt squeeze machines.
Yeah.
Right. So what year did you start making Jolt squeeze machines from?
No, since 85 we have been making Jolt squeeze machines.
Okay.
Now almost 500 plus machines will be there in the Indian market.
500 plus machines in India for Jolt squeeze machines.
Yes, Jolt
so
squeeze
these people might be now today coming to you for high pressure line conversions, selling their Jolt squeeze machines and everything. So what is that transition? Are you seeing Jolt squeeze machines being phased out? Are you seeing people even buying new machines today?
Actually, the Jolt squeeze, it is still there. It is not completely phased out, but it will get phased out within maybe next another 5 years time. That's what I might feel. Now, whoever gone for the Jolt squeeze in the years of 95 to around 2000 and 2002, now most of the people have shifted to high pressure lines.
Okay.
In fact, whatever I was mentioning that Yash Metallics is the first our sand plant, he has moved to high pressure already. So he is already using our Tokyo machines since 2012. So that way, people have already transformed from Jolt squeeze line to high pressure line, and it will be phased out slowly by another 5 years time. Very rarely people using it, and maybe only bigger machines like 900 or 1300
so
will be in.
Even when you say everybody is moving to high pressures also are not a cheap affair. So if you are saying that people are not buying Jolt squeeze machines as much and they're going all to high pressure, that means Foundry's incomes have increased.
No, it is actually the perception is totally different. How it has made it different is that earlier high pressure means it is entire thing, whether manufacturers like Tokyo or some other friends, it is all been made out of India. So either it is Japan or it is in Germany or in Europe or other European nations. So importing such a huge machines and paying so much of taxes, duties, transportation, it was costing too high.
Okay.
Nowadays, all the manufacturers have only some parts are being made outside of India, and many parts are being indigenized.
So through partnerships like with Sree
Yes.
Sakthi and everything, the localization
So
has really
localization.
increased.
So that
Okay.
localization has brought down the prices of high pressure also. So now it has become affordable to the Indian foundry people also. So that is the reason why number of high pressure line is growing faster.
Do you think you can still go further, even more affordable than today?
There are chances because some of the key parts still it is being made in out of India.
And what are the duties and taxes on those if you have to import them?
So it around
Depends.
actually it is around currently around it will totally including transportation, duties, taxes, handling charges, all put together, roughly around 30 to 35% you will be
35% of
Yes.
import duty,
Yes,
and that's on the
import
machine mainly.
Yes, machine made. Yes.
Right.
So, there are different categories like GST, then customs duty,
Right.
then surcharges, so all put together around 35%.
That's like the government's play in all these things.
Yes.
So since we're on the topic, at least you wanted to add
It depends
something.
on the country also.
Okay.
Where you import from. Europe, Europe it's usually a little bit on the higher side. With Japan, we have some subsidy on the importing. China is also a little bit cheaper.
So also a political game.
Yes.
So it's good you all guys are tired of the Japanese, but also now Italy.
Italy also,
Right.
yes.
Yeah. Since you wanted to complete on the Jolt squeeze, I mean the high pressure lines, let us go into two things: flaskless versus with a flask. Right? What are the advantage, disadvantage for a foundry going for a high pressure line?
So the foundry which is eyeing for between around 500 to 1000 tons and not a very critical component and little bit of automobile area or engineering component, you can think of going for a flaskless line where not much of core is there in the component. It is always flaskless is better because in flaskless the one is the investment, second is that productivity is much higher in flaskless, and the more important thing is that your maintenance cost is very less in flaskless.
So less maintenance, cheaper, faster
productivity, and running cost. So the
Total
more
cost
advantage
of ownership is very low.
like power and everything, because there's no weight for the flasks to move around also. Okay.
In a flask line, the advantage is that any complicated castings can be made. Now the technology of pistons is coming. So that is making the people to make any complicated castings without any much of difficulties. Yes, the hardness and all it will be uniform in the mold. So that is advantage in the flask line, and you have a time for course setting and other things. So even complicated casting, which is one point of time which is not at all possible in India, is now becoming very successful in India. So that is advantage of a flask line. So, but of course, the thing is that investment part will be a little bit on the higher side, and running cost also will be on the higher side. When you compare that the selling cost with flaskless line and flask line, always flask line component are sold at a much higher price than the flaskless line. So that way they can manage that. Bottom line of the balance sheet will be.
Also, there's a nice tangent. What about vertical versus horizontal machines? Like, can you give me the pros and cons for that as well?
Yeah, vertical machines and horizontal machines in the flaskless is that the vertical machines are mainly meant for low weight component and in volumes, because the pattern change time and other things are little bit higher in the vertical lines compared to horizontal lines. And the pattern cost also a little bit on the higher side compared to that horizontal lines. So if the volumes are in lakhs or in around 10,000, 15,000 component, it is good to go with
vertical line.
Vertical line advantage is that it is speeds are very high. Even there are machines are available up to 500 moves per hour, 350 moves per hour lines are available. So only thing is we need to have that much of volume of particular component. So that is advantage in the vertical line.
What about the cost side?
Cost side, investment side, there will not be much of difference, but the tooling side, vertical will be a little bit costlier.
Costlier.
Yeah, okay. Costlier. So Indian foundries mainly eyeing into around 500 to 1000 tons or 1500 tons are mainly into jobbing foundries. The captive requirement of such a high nature is very rarely it comes in. So it is normally, that is the reason why if you see that the popularity of horizontal lines are more in Indian conditions that than
Right.
your vertical lines. So that's what. So the horizontal is easier to maintain it.
Right.
That is that way it is.
Right.
The people are using it.
All right. So I think today you all guys are really innovating, right? Akhilesh, I think you're really leading charge of this. So tell us a little bit about your new product offering today. Your, the AutoPOUR. Of course, I think let's start with that. Like when did you all guys actually start the R&D for this? How long has this process taken? And today you'll have some good success stories on that. So talk a little bit about the AutoPOUR.
So AutoPOUR actually is a legacy for me because it was started earlier before when I was in school itself. So I got into the AutoPOUR only after coming back. So the innovation part, the proving of the machine was done before me itself. So even I was surprised at that time. It was started in 2015. That time,
So 10 years this year.
This kind of automation in the foundry sector, that too from an Indian manufacturer, was not even thought of. Nobody even thought of it, that an Indian manufacturer could do such kind of automation. So it wasn't easy for us also. Yeah, I would have to agree. It was a very meticulous process. We developed this product with a very keen eye. We could have brought this product to the market even in a year. That would have been possible for us, but we took 5 years to bring it to the market and convinced, even talk about it to the customers, because we needed to make sure that this system is able to operate completely autonomous.
Right.
So even today there are other AutoPOURs in the market. They call it AutoPOUR, but there are manual interventions required. But in the beginning itself, we wanted to make sure that the system operates completely autonomous without any human intervention. So that is what we wanted to do, and we did it. That is why we took 5 years to get this technology right in the first time itself, and we did it. So that is how the journey started. And now we've sold, I think, more than 55 AutoPOURs now, and it is a proven machine. I think you would have already come across this machine.
Correct.
It is a proven product in the market. So now it is like a fit and forget.
Correct.
So the customers who are going for our machines, they know, okay, this is going to be a fit and forget thing.
Right.
In fact, we have now started competing with the global manufacturers also. Those who are been doing it so for a long period. Now they find it okay. Our machines are much better or superior, we can say that, than their technology. What they
you told me you have an installation in Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico also we have been supplying it. So that technology, because what happens is in the European market, that the R&D of product for especially on the foundry equipment has reduced, whereas in India the spending on R&D has increased over a period of last 5 years. If you see that the spending of every company, not only Sree Sakthi, but every company on the R&D spending is more in India than in any company in Europe.
Why do you think this is the case?
Because the market demand for in Indian market and India going into the global market is more, whereas in Europe that foundries are not so lucrative for them to
sort of stagnation period.
Yeah, okay. So the investment on the R&D in that European market has gone down a little bit. So whereas Indian market has increased it. So by the way, we could able to bring up a product where the total automation is possible. So we can do a lot of research, and we are spending a lot of time and energy on the research.
And even some of the machines that you showed me, which you use to get those critical components for the AutoPOUR, like those are really big machines. I think the investment cost would have been really huge from your side initially.
Yes, yes, right. Actually, we have the not only for AutoPOUR, for the all the machine to maintain the precision and the quality of outcome. As we discussed that the quality of Toyota, we wanted to match it, means we need to go for the precision. Yes, we had a lot of struggle and things. So we have investment lot on the capital goods, so that to bring that product to the level of global standard. So that is a reason why I think you would have seen that battery of machines.
Yeah, I hardly
building.
saw any manual lathes.
Yes.
I think I didn't see one.
Yeah.
No,
We
All replaced completely.
yes, all replaced completely. And I think we can proudly say that such a big manufacturing facilities for the foundry equipment, I don't think globally no one is, because I traveled almost across the globe for to see the many of the manufacturing setups. I hardly see this much of facilities with
Right.
one single
So
manufacturer.
you're really, all guys are going into the foundry in a big way.
Yeah, we wanted to be the leader in the market by way of better quality and better performance.
Also, on the similar lines, you all also have your own indigenous hyper special line that you all guys have developed. So what was that process like, and why the development of a new hyper line if you're already working with Tokyo?
Yeah, that is Tokyo machines are for the high speeds and for the bigger sizes. So there are some pockets of in Indian market. Say actually, as we've been discussing it, it is not possible to have all the foundries for 500 tons to 1000 tons. There will be some pockets of foundries where only 50 tons, 100 tons, 100 less than 200 tons. So for them also, I think it is a really painful thing that to get a manpower. To cater to that market, we have started developing our own high pressures, which is been successfully already been in place, and we are a little bit fine tuning it, and it will be a cost effective solution for the Indian market of smaller sectors.
How much do you think in percentage terms compared to the Tokyo machines?
It will be less than 30%
Okay.
cost. So that was our aim is to bring it less than 30%.
I think you're replacing your own Jolt squeeze machines in the market.
We are becoming our own competitor.
That's nice.
Yes, of course, it's right.
That's nice.
So we are moving the market into a better technology.
Correct.
So we don't want to keep our
It's
customers
really nice that
buying.
you're also thinking about small manufacturers, because most of the bigger manufacturers, they look for the high ticket size, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 ton foundries, and anything less than that is basically, small and medium, left to die, low capital, less automation, and those are the real foundries that actually need help today. Like I'm one of those statistics, by the way. So,
Okay. So our basket, we wanted to keep it everything. That's a very small, medium, and large. If it is a large,
Right.
we go with the flask line with that multi-piston technology from Belloi and other things. If it is a medium, go with Tokyo. If it is a small, we go with our
we
own,
have something for everybody.
everybody.
Yeah.
So that is why, because we wanted to keep our
Product range well catered to for all types
for
of
all
foundries.
people.
So let's also move into Robotic Fettling, right? Because that's also something I saw on the shop floor, which I don't know whether we're allowed to talk about it, because it seemed pretty new that you guys are developing it. But what was that process like?
Actually, Robotic Fettling has been under development for us for last almost 2 years. We wanted to bring it to the market, some economical solutions for the fettling also. I think as we talked, the painful area for the foundryman as of now is a fettling.
Right.
So any foundry, if you enter in, it is now mold making is not a big task. They can make the mold, they can pour it with automation, everything can be done. After the castings comes out of knockout, the going out from the factory, it's a painful
That's
activity
where all the
for
problems start.
all
Right.
foundrymen. So we wanted to focus our ideas on that area, and we are working on that, and I think we are almost successfully developed it. And the development of our robo fettling will be as good as our AutoPOUR. Yes, it should be what our idea is that one machine should be flexible enough to what all type of component in their foundry. Because in most of the Indian market, if you see that, it is a jobbing foundry only. It's not that captive foundry is very few, and even in the captive foundry also, particular type of component will not be there.
Correct.
It's a variety of.
There's always some variety. Right.
So maybe if you travel to Europe and China and all, if it is a one particular component made, they will be always producing that particular component only, not any change. For them, it is easier to can automate it. For our type of Indian type of foundries, it is we need to have more flexibility, because people cannot invest for every individual component separate robo or
Correct.
something like that.
Right.
So we are in the process of bringing up a product which is flexible for all type of component, and it should be easier.
Right.
adaptable. It should not be. It should not take much time for changing over from one part to other part. Like in our Tokyo machine, the pattern change time is hardly 1 minute. So
Right.
they can just remove the pattern and put the next pattern, and they can start within 1 minute. The next mold will have a different product will be available. The same way we wanted to bring it out in the
A lot of flexibility.
yes, flexibility we want to bring.
Right, right.
Yes, that's we are.
So how excited are you, Akhilesh, for this launch of the Robo Fettling?
Yeah, well, very excited. We have put a lot of effort into it, and we are still innovating the product. Yeah, we have a product that can go into the market now, but we wanted to hold it off to implement newer features. And like Sir said, we are bringing in more versatility to the product. Right now we are in the process of bringing in those new features, and then we are planning to go into the market in the end of this year again.
So based on the kind of product range that you'll have, how do you keep your sales team involved? How do you keep the whole market up to date with the product offering that you have? And how do you do the R&D all the time? Because your Hypershare is coming out soon, your Robo Fettling is coming out soon. At the same time, you're innovating with the mixer, which you just showed me. How are you managing all these things?
Yeah, actually we have a very big team of design and R&D. Almost 30 plus engineers are there in our design team, and another 7 people are there in the R&D alone. So their R&D team's work is to find a new product and new ways to improve the efficiency of the foundries. So that is and we have a system of routine that is monitoring or routine feedback system from the market also.
Right.
So we travel a lot with the customers, and we find it out what the things they are looking into that. Based on that, we give a feedback to our R&D team. So from all our sales team, they get the feedback from the market what they are wanting to.
Like you did it back in the 80s, 90s, yes. The same success formula.
Same structure, right. We are maintaining it. So that is making us to invent a new product.
So what would today's challenges be based on the amount of traveling that you do? Because I'm sure you visit a lot of foundries even today.
Yeah.
So what are today's challenges that Foundrymen face?
Yeah, it's as we've been discussing it. The biggest challenge the Foundrymen facing is that the fettling areas and the material handling systems. So that is another concern for many of the Foundrymen will be the material handling. So that is the reason.
So hence AutoPOUR and hence Robo Fettling.
Robo Fettling, and we are into now we are thinking of AGVs also, so that area also will be covered. So after fettling it, the product has to be handled without any hustles and tussles. So that AGV also in the pipeline of our.
So you would call yourself today what a turnkey solution, complete solution for Foundry?
We would call ourselves both. We are a turnkey solutions provider, and we are a complete foundry automation solutions provider.
So you manufacture almost everything, I think, apart from the furnace. That's
yes.
all.
Furnace, we don't want to do it.
So no plans to go into furnace.
No. We don't.
Is that because it's a saturated market, or what do you feel?
No, there's already saturated market is different thing, but that is not our cup of tea.
And there are also some established players.
Yes, so many
India
established
itself,
players are there, and it is they are doing good, and it is not our cup of tea.
Right. So you melt your metal elsewhere. For everything else, use Sree Sakthi. So I also want to touch on some global trends, like how prepared are foundries for CBAM and the European compliance that is coming, because you are working with Europeans, you are working with many foundries. What are you seeing on the field?
Yeah, Indian market is going to maybe actually globally, if you see that the demand is going to be increasing only. It's going to reduce. At the same time, the opportunity for the Indian foundry is huge. In the sense that okay, of course, that environmental concern is also there for the Indian foundrymen, but the demand is going to keep on improving.
And where is this demand coming from?
So it's because many of the foundries in Europe is getting closed, so they don't have any choice but to buy it from other countries.
It's
like
basically
China.
a shift of production capacity.
Yes, shift of production. So even Europe also their consumption is going up.
Right.
Only that foundry is not there, but consumption is going up. For that, they have to depend either China, India, Turkey, Indonesia, Portugal, countries like that only.
Right.
So as we have been saying that globally it has been many of the people have decided China plus one. In that, say even the 10% of the Chinese market shifted to India, it has to be India too. That is the level of castings only we are making it so far.
Correct.
So that much of demand is going to be there. So foundry industry in India will not stop. So it will grow for at least for.
So you are very bullish on the sector.
Yeah.
At the same time, you also do exports. So what are you seeing in other countries like Mexico, for example, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, the Gulf, Africa? You've done a couple of exports. What are you seeing around the world as well?
No, technology is changing very fast. So actually, the opportunities for the foundry equipment manufacturer is, unless otherwise we move into global standards, it's very difficult. So we need to move to global standards. So fortunately, we had a good tie-up with Tokyo and Italian manufacturer like Belloi. We know that global standard what is being expected. So that is the reason we could able to succeed.
But if you're, for example, let's consider I'm a foundry person and I am looking to put up a new foundry today. Should I be worried about competition from these other countries? Like,
no, it cannot be. The cost of manufacturing in, of course, in Gulf countries it is a little bit cheaper, but now manpower cost is little higher. Power is lesser, maybe scrap is lesser, but the manpower cost is much higher.
Right.
And of course, the climatic condition and other things is very difficult to for the foundry to set up in Gulf countries and do it. The Indian culture, that is climatic condition, is very favorable for foundry scenarios. So that is the reason why Indian market will grow in much faster way. Even though yes, of course, our competitor will be like China and Turkey. Of course, Turkey market is growing very fast, and their quality of casting is also improved a lot. And they have one more big advantage is they are very close to Europe. So the transportation cost and that logistical issues is getting nullified in Turkish market.
What do foreign buyers feel about Indian foundries? What is their perception of Indian foundries at this
Now
stage?
it is totally changing. So if it is early 80s,
it's changed now. It wasn't like this earlier.
No. 80s, 90s, they don't treat Indian foundries as a foundry as a global standard. But now, yes, they have realized it. That is, Indian foundries can able to
make good
castings for the global demand.
So India now, makes IT engineers. It makes CEOs for America, of course. We know that. It makes castings for the world.
Yeah.
I think it's clear why you're bullish.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So now there are some other challenges in the industry. Manpower, right? That's why you're doing all this level of automation. What do you see since you run engineering college? What are you seeing the next level of engineers? What is the perception? Where are they going? And what is the outlook for the industry in terms of manpower?
Getting a manpower for industry like foundry is difficult. So unless otherwise it is been automated, it is very difficult because people coming out of even engineering colleges are not willing to work in foundries. Because, all are willing to work as a white collar job only. Nobody is
even though they are opting for mechanical engineering, yes, and things like that. Okay.
Yeah, mechanical engineering. Yes, of course, mechanical engineer also like to work as a white collar job only, not as a blue collar job. So that is a issue is coming up. So for that, it is the only option is to automate to the maximum level, and the engineers are to monitor the things.
Okay.
Not to operate. That's level of things has to.
So supervisory is the only thing that's needed actually. Yeah. Okay. Where are they going anyway? If they are all passing out from engineering colleges, where's the demand of workforce driving people?
For engineers, Indian market is so big. Like all IT industries, engineering industries, even many of the overseas companies are running their engineering division in India only. So all the design, everything is being made in India, and it's been getting over there.
Actually, since you can relate more to the younger generation, what do you feel is happening? Like, where are we losing our interest to the new generation? Like, what is going wrong?
Well, so if I have to speak for this mindset of the younger generation, right now I think there is a shift coming regarding the perception of what an engineer has to do. Right now, the craze is about all AI, IT. Everybody wants to go into IT, computer science, and everything. But I believe there is a shift coming where people would come back to the core engineering courses like mechanical, civil,
Okay.
because I see that there is going to be a lot of demand for infrastructure and manufacturing, at least in India, because even our government is promoting a lot of infrastructure development and improvement in manufacturing. So we would be requiring a lot of people in that sector.
But can Foundry salaries match up to the IT sector? Like that's also a question that some Foundrymen have.
But in terms of job security, your work satisfaction, people in IT right now, they are leaving their jobs to start their own business again back into. I've seen IT people come back to
Go back
do
to engineering. Yes, I've seen that
engineering,
as
and
well.
they've started even Foundries. I know a couple of people who started Foundries even. So there is a shift coming that will push people back into the core engineering fields, because IT is shiny. It looks shiny, but at the end of the day, people want a work-life balance. They
But
want
also I
satisfaction.
think people, younger generation doesn't understand. It's so competitive. You know, if there's a global slowdown, 50% of the IT sector will just be out of jobs. Where they're going to go? Like the only skills that they have are changing every year. You know, whereas if you have a mechanical base, you have some foundation. Your application, your skill set can always be transferred to what the new market demands.
Say, to add it to that, say example, if there are two engineers, IT engineers and a mechanical engineer. IT engineer going to some IT company and working there, and the mechanical engineer working in a foundry. The mechanical engineer has an opportunity to become an employer at a later date. He can
Correct.
start his own foundry.
Because he
own,
has the skills and the
yes,
foundation.
He will develop his skills. Whereas the IT, yes, of course, he can also come, but the chances are very remote. Whereas chances of becoming an employer by the mechanical engineer who was working in a foundry industries, maybe he can start his own core shop, he can start his own pattern shop, machine shop, or even the foundry.
Correct.
He can become a
The flexibility
employer,
is always
yes.
there.
And he can learn, that is, he can learn a lot of technology, lot of things in the foundry.
Correct. It's also the same mistake that athletes make. They get a very high proportion of income in their earlier years, and then their retirement age is 40.
Yeah.
Or 35.
Correct.
So IT engineers don't understand that the compensation, of course, is there in the earlier years, but they are going to be replaced with younger engineers that are coming after them 20 years later. So that's also a very big threat. The industry is changing so fast. Is that something that you actively tell students in the engineering colleges?
Yeah, definitely. We normally in our
that is why in our institution, at least, what we do is we develop interdisciplinary skills for our students. So even for a mechanical student, he learns IT concepts, projects they do. Even an IT person, he will be doing a mechanical project. So we ask our students to keep their options open and develop interdisciplinary skills, so that they can compensate for any market shift. So that is the
like a well-rounded talent sort of thing.
Yeah.
How did this entire idea of starting an engineering college come anyway?
No, actually, we wanted to start some education institution based on the experience of ours. Say, when we recruit people, that we have been recruiting people every year, we find it very hard that the people coming out from institution doesn't know about the industrial expectations. So we thought that at least we'll start with something that so that we can bring up better engineers for the society. So that way it has started, and now it has been working good for us in both ways. One, we are serving for the society with bringing with a good quality of engineers. Second important thing is that we have almost 40 plus doctorates in our own institutions.
40 plus PhDs.
PhDs in ours. Those people are helping us in our development.
Do you have a board outside? If you're a PhD, join Sree Sakthi.
Yeah, that's right. So as you have been asking it, how you are managing the R&D and all, I forgot to mention that. In fact, we are getting a lot of input from our institutions. 40 plus PhD holders, we throw our problems to them. They come up with a solution.
Through internal sort of projects and everything that are
they
conducted in the college.
interact with their own, they'll refer a lot of journals and other things.
Correct.
They give projects for, we sponsor a lot of projects for our own students of our competition. Say example, if we improving the efficiency of the shad bashing machines. We given so many projects to our own student to do that by.
It's a good opportunity for them to learn as well.
As well as we are getting a benefit.
I think they're probably allowed to make mistakes as well because everything is so interwoven into the.
And as a whole, no, foundry industry is also getting benefited because of, these things.
Of course.
The knowledge is one side, knowledge is there. So how?
And it always gets retained. You know, I mean, someone will take that knowledge and always distribute to somewhere in the industry. So it's very good work. So how many students do you have today?
Around 2,800.
Around 2,800 students. That's a lot. And how many professors to manage them?
160 staffs. Around in that, around 40 plus is a doctorates.
Okay. So it's a big engineering college.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you must be getting candidates from all around.
Tamil Nadu.
All around Tamil Nadu. All right. That's great. So, what is Sree Sakti's vision for the next 5-10 years? Where you all going? Or maybe since you all plan so much ahead, 20 years.
So we want to be a global leader in the foundry equipment and foundry automation especially. So now he is also taking one project. It's basically a European country company where it is a very peculiar type of pouring. They wanted a system automation from furnace to all the pouring done without any manual intervention. So that he is taking care of it completely. So that system, I think it's going to be maybe another 1 year's time they will give it. So that is going to be, I think, one of the biggest breakthrough in the foundry industry itself. So such a level of automation can be done in the foundries.
Especially in India.
In India, by an Indian company. That's more important than that. So we wanted to be at least in the global presence. So not only in the local market and the national market, in the global presence. Already we are in the process. So I think by next 5 years time, I think we will be in one of the leading name in the global market. So for that, we are not only just aiming it, we are putting all our process, all our activities, all our research activities, and our manufacturing facilities, everything to that standard and moving ahead.
Right. I have no doubt you guys are going to achieve it, and hopefully I'll be there to capture it.
Yeah.
And also you have your army, I mean, insurance policy army of 2,800 students, 40 PhDs. So that's also really helps. So I think it's been really great talking to you guys. I have a game that we're going to play, right, just in closing. Of course, you all guys have not been shared this earlier. So let's just go. The way we're going to play it is, both of you all have to answer as rapidly as possible, right? And yeah, that's the only rule, right? You can't copy each other. That's the only rule. So I'm going to ask a question, and I want you to answer at the same time. The first person to answer wins. Okay? Right?
Difficult.
Yeah, first person to answer wins. So this is not like a competition, but it actually is a competition. All right. So how many products does Sree Sakthi manufacture today?
Maybe 100 plus.
He's puzzled.
Yeah, I don't have an exact number.
No, that's what I'm also saying. 100 plus, I think.
I think if you had like a brochure of the thing, it would be like the dictionary.
It will be big.
Yeah, it would be a big
100
book.
plus is there.
So 100 plus. Okay. Again, first one to answer wins, right? What country was your first export to?
First export is Muscat.
Muscat. Yeah. Okay, the Gulf.
The Gulf.
Amazing. How did that inquiry come?
We participated in exhibitions, through Foundry exhibitions. So that started inquiry. So
Must have been way back.
Way back, long back. Around, I think, if I'm not wrong, it is around 97, I think. 96, 97.
The next one is really fun. If there's an angry customer on the phone, who takes that call?
Not me.
He won this round. So unfortunately, okay. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, because he is recently joined and maybe almost 9-10 months only.
At some point of time, you're going to be like, it's.
I'll be because I'm already tired, so I'll transfer as early possible.
Okay. Who among both of you all is the better salesperson?
definitely.
No, because I've been doing sales for last 30 years. So I think maybe he will pick it up faster than me.
Right. Right now he's in product marketing, automation.
He's
all
not
those
into,
things.
yeah, he was into technology now, right now. So he will come into sales.
Right. You have to really
Yes.
pick up the travel a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
like I said.
20 days a month, I believe, right? 20 days a month. Right. Okay. Now I want you to describe each other's best quality in one word.
He's good in technology, and best quality is that he's sharp in things. He's
Like he goes very deep into a
deep
subject.
into
you mean?
it, sharp into the
Okay.
detail.
What about Mr. Karthikeyan?
He's the hardest working person I know and the most technically sound person I know. If
That's not one, Rakesh. That's not one. Choose one. So we'll go with hardest working
yeah,
and technology driven. Of course. I mean the level of innovation that all guys are doing.
No, but the fortunate or unfortunate thing is that I've been being an engineer. I graduated in 85, 89. Be mechanical, of course. Being a mechanical engineer and working I worked in Indian company, worked in abroad also. So I've gathered a technology like anything. So sales comes as a second. So being a sales and technology, it gives me a little bit
that
of.
is why we don't have dedicated marketing budget in the company per se until today. Most of our business comes out of customer referrals and word of mouth. Maybe you're the first marketing person to be in our company right now, I guess.
That's great. I wouldn't even consider us like marketing. I think I'm just bringing already their story with a loudspeaker. I think that's what roughly, if I had to describe what we do, it's already a good story. I'm just making sure that people hear it. And there are tremendous amount of stories that we've seen which nobody has really heard of. So that's essentially the thing. Okay, this is a nice one. Let's do this counter question again. Okay. So what one word do you think his employees describe him as?
Very strict.
Very strict. What
But
about you?
he's tough, but always just.
You're up. What do your employees describe him at?
No, everything is good. I don't think there is actually he's a good human being first of all.
Okay, so they say he's a good
Yes.
human being.
Yes, he's a
Right. This is the last question, right? How much would you rate this interview?
okay.
10 of 10 or 11 of 10?
Of course, 11 of 10.
He always rated us. He always wanted to.
It's been really great having you guys.
Yes.
I think I had a lot of fun definitely covering and also having a good tour of the industry. Is there anything else you'd like to mention before we wrap up?
Yeah, it was really nice having you here today. Having us, tell our story. We didn't have such kind of platforms earlier. So this is a really good opportunity for us to, people can know about us.
Mainly your existing customers.
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, this is what the is. Many people knows about us in the Indian foundry industries. Many of the foundry industries knows about it, but they don't know about our story or history or what we are doing it, how much things we are doing in
And
our,
what actual effort has been gone into the company, like
correct.
20 days a month traveling, the innovation of 10
No,
years of AutoPOUR.
I think he missed one point. I think maybe that I drove almost 1.5 lakh kilometers in a year.
In 1 year.
Yes.
By road.
By road. 1.5 lakh kilometer in 1 year during the peak time of the.
This was what year?
Maybe the 2004, 5, 6. I changed almost 6, 7 cars after 1.5.
Give me a list of cars. This must have been very reliable.
two Scorpio, 2 Safari, then.
So Mahindra Tata, hats off to you guys.
Yeah. 2 Innovas.
3 Innovas.
3 Innovas.
3 Innovas. And in between one, I think. Tata, there is one more.
So if you want a reliable car in India, right? This is the Foundry podcast, of course, but we also cover reliable cars. We have Tata, we have Mahindra, and we have, of course, Toyota, which is the Innova.
Yes.
Right, all them diesel, I suppose.
Yes.
All diesel.
All diesel.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching, tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed our story. It's the first time we've covered 3 people. So if you guys like this type of interactive interview where we have more than 2 people on screen, comment below, and you can reach out to Sree Sakthi through the links in the description, which I'll be placing. Right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you to the entire team of Sree Sakthi for allowing the Foundry podcast to come and film here in Coimbatore. And as always, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.